better than brownies or chocolate chip cookies? Brookies. So join me today as I have fun with Fuelings. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth, and I am living in the light by documenting my weight loss journey, and I'm using Optavia's 5-in-1 program. As part of the 5-in-1 program, I eat 5 Fuelings a day, which come to me in my monthly Optavia box, and I eat 1 lean and green meal that is made up of 5 to 7 ounces of a lean protein and 3 servings of lower carbohydrate or non-starchy vegetables. But I've been on this program for a while. I am in my month number 9 right now. I have lost almost 95 pounds. Hopefully I'll hit that this week. I'm really excited about that. My 100-pound goal is just a few weeks away, and I know I'm going to hit that. My ultimate goal is 150, so I'm almost 2/3 of the way to my goal. And I'm really excited about that. This program works really well. But I've been on the program for a long time, which means I'm eating these Fuelings quite often. And I created this Fun with Fuelings series as a way of combining Fuelings together or finding new ways to make Fuelings just to keep things fresh for myself. And I hope that I can give you some ideas that will help you in your journey as well. Before I show you how to put this all together though, if you would just scroll down just a little bit, hit that thumbs up button and give me a like. It really does help me, and I would really appreciate it if you would just give me a thumbs up. That is very helpful. Also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would become a subscriber to Living in the Light, and that will just allow you to get notifications for my videos when I post new videos each week. I do try to post 2 to 3 videos each week. Monday is always my reality check, where I let you know how I've done as far as weight loss in inches go. And then I have Fun with Fuelings videos, lean and green videos, and other kind of organizational weight loss tip videos, things that I have been learning along my journey. So without further ado, let me show you how to make this Fueling. What I need, I've got 2 bowls. I've got 2 of these paper ramekins. I have my Decadant Chocolate Brownie mix and my Chewy chocolate chip cookie mix, 2 spatulas, a measuring cup, some water, and I need my scale because I want to make sure that I'm dividing my Fuelings evenly into my 2 containers. Because I'm combining 2 Fuelings together, I want to make sure that the mixture that I use is divided evenly back into 2, because each one needs to be the equivalent of a Fueling. So I'm going to start by putting my bowl on the scale for my brownie mixture. That's the first thing that I'm going to do. And I want to zero out my scale because I want to know how much the brownie mixture and the water together weighs. Now the brownie mixture says to use 3 tablespoons of cold water. So I'm going to add the brownie mixture into the bowl, and I'm going to add in 3 tablespoons, and I'm going to do just shy of 3 because I want it a little bit thicker. So just shy of 3 tablespoons, and I'm going to mix this up. This weighs 2 3/8. You know what? I probably should make it so that it's 2 1/2. It'll be so much easier to divide it if I do that. Then I know I've got 1 1/4 ounces in each one. There we go. So I'm going to mix this up. I probably did end up putting those 3 tablespoons in anyway, and it'll be okay. You might want to do 2 1/4 so that you have less water, and then you know you're going to do 1 1/8 ounce per. But I'm going to do 1 1/4 ounces per. So I'm going to start again. I'm going to put my container, I've got my mix all mixed up. Just make sure that there aren't any dry places in it. Zero out the scale, and I want 1 1/4 ounces. Make sure you get some of those little white chocolate chips in there, those yogurt chips in there. That's 1 1/8. And then my other one. Perfect. All right, then step number 2 then. So both of my containers weigh the same amount. My step number 2 is to take the chocolate chip cookie. Again, I'm going to put the bowl on the scale and zero out the scale. The chocolate chip cookie only calls for 2 tablespoons of water. So I don't want to do more than that. And 2 tablespoons makes a pretty thick cookie dough. There are people who like to eat this, just mix in the water and eat it like cookie dough. I've never done that, but I know people do like to do that. So here's 2 tablespoons. And I'm gonna watch the scale because I wanna make sure that it's divisible by 2, whatever I do here. So it's 1.5. That's 2 ounces. I'm gonna see if I can make the 2 ounces work. It is really thick, and that's okay because what I wanna be able to do is to kind of drop little clumps of this onto the brownie mixture. I don't want to have any kind of a runny mixture at all. I do want it to be definitely thick. So I'm gonna do a total of 1 ounce per brownie. So again, zero out my scale. And I'm just gonna put like little bits. And I want it to get up to 1 ounce. Just a tiny bit more. Getting 1/8 of cookie dough is tough. All right, there we are, 1 ounce exactly. So you can see what this looks like. I'm gonna air fry these, by the way. That's my preferred method of baking things, unless I'm doing a bunch of them and then I will use my oven. So again, I've zeroed out the scale and I'm just gonna do little blobs of cookie dough. It's hard when you get to that last one because you really have to scrape the bowl out to get everything. So these little rubber spatulas are so nice to have. If you don't have one or have any, you need to get some because it really does make a big difference. And a wet finger probably would have been more helpful than my dry one. But there we go. So I'm gonna put these into the air fryer at 375. And I'm going to bake them for about 15 minutes and see how they come up. They should be perfect. I'll be back to show you what they look like. Okay, so they're a teensy bit dark. I probably would cut back the time. I did them for 15. I probably would cut it back to 12. But they're going to be good. They're just a little bit dark, and honestly, I don't mind that anyway. But this is going to be a great combination of both the chocolate chip cookie and the brownie together. Started with 2 Fuelings, end with 2 Fuelings. I hope that you'll give this a try. Again, cook it a little bit less time than I did. I'll adjust for that in the comments or in the description box down below. I filmed the Brookie episode last week and didn't get around to actually editing it. And so I ate the Brookies between then. I also realized that I forgot to take a picture of them. So of course I had to make them again. And this is actually now the 3rd time that I've made them because they're super good. And what I discovered is that it was better to make the cookie dough and then I flatten it out into a disc and stick it in the freezer just to make it a little bit easier to handle. So I cut open a Ziploc bag just so I can kind of cover it up in the freezer. And I'm only leaving it in there for about 20 minutes. So I leave it in there for 20 minutes, then I mix up the brownie, divide that between my 2 ramekins, and then I take the cookie dough and I cut that in half, and I put 2 quarters of the round that I made on top of each one. I baked it, or I air fried it, you can bake it as well, at 375 for 10 minutes. And then I took them out and I flipped them over in the ramekin and then did another 4 minutes. So it was a 14-minute total. And that way the top was not so burnt. So the original ones that I did, when you look at the video back a few seconds ago, you can see the tops are really dark. And these are not as dark. So I wanted to make sure that they weren't really that burnt. They are so good though. So definitely give this one a try. All of the directions are in the description box down below. Just click where it says more and it will open up the details for the video. And I always include my recipes there. For recipes that are lean and green recipes, I also have been including all of the macros. So if you're not on Optavia and you just want to make the recipes, you can see the amount of protein, carbs, fat, sodium, cholesterol. Those are the calories. Those are the things that I include in the counts. So there you go. Try these Brookies. They are amazing. You can thank me later. And until I see you next time, please live in the light.